Good afternoon. It's almost 3 o'clock here on Saturday afternoon here in the United States on the East Coast. And I wanted to check back in with everybody and remind you that you need to read a lot more books. Why? Everyone complains about lack of success, even me. Everybody would like to be more successful. Everyone is looking for a solution to a problem. Everybody is trying to find some answer to some question. In this day and age, everyone thinks the answer is ChatGPT and AI and a Google search or a Bing search or a Yahoo search. And I'm telling you, no, that is not where you go to get answers. Think about this. Where is ChatGPT getting all of its knowledge from? From books. They are feeding all of these books and all of the knowledge of the world, of the millennia, into these AI models because they're trying to train these AI models. That's all great, but that AI model is not telling you specifically what you want to know unless you actively seek it out and ask a particular question. You're also not developing any relationship with the AI. Or every single book, look at this. Just look at books that I have on my desk. YouTube Formula by a real person, Daryl Eves. $100 Million Leads, a real person, Alex Hormozy. Evidence for Jesus, Josh McDowell. MCAT Physics and Math Review by Kaplan. A World Without Email by Cal Newport. Talking to Strangers by a real person, Malcolm Gladwell. And this is just one, there's a whole bunch of other books that I've got. The more books that you read, hey, that pretty person, what's up? Now, you said you changed your name and profile pic. Did you used to be the Dutch ball? What's up, Jesse? How are you? I know many people have this impression in their mind that they do not like reading because when they were growing up in school, they were forced to read books that did not interest them. Or they had a teacher that forced it, or parents that forced it, and in a bad way, and in such a way that they realized, I don't like reading. Reading is not fun for me. Reading is not something that I want to do. I guarantee you, when you find an amazing book by a great author who's talking about a subject that matters to you, boom, your life is changed forever. And it's better than the best. What's up, Ham? How are you? Nice to meet you too. We're talking about books. Oh, Beach Baby, you're now that pretty person. I think that is beautiful. That's a lovely screen name for yourself, that pretty person. Thank you guys for so many likes, and thank you for coming and watching and learning with me. I want each of you to go to the library or go on Amazon or go to the local bookstore or go to Barnes & Noble, go to Books A Million. And thank you. I appreciate that. I'm 46 years old, so it's possible that I do look close to 50 because I am. So that's life. We're all going to get older, and you too, Aliga. You're soon going to be 70 years old. Yeah. Go to the bookstore. Go find some book. What I recommend you do is, if you go to an actual bookstore, just browse through the stacks and find 10 books that interest you. Like you like the cover, you like the title, the colors, the subject, whatever it is. What's up, Nick Hers? Hey, I'll talk about ADHD in a second because it's an important topic and it relates to reading. So remind me about that in a little bit. And Michael, what's up, Mikhail? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm getting lots more likes. This has only been 3 minutes and got 33 people and 8 people giving likes. Go to the bookstore, find 10 books from different subjects: history, math, psychology, success, biography, history. And then go into the Barnes & Noble or whatever bookstore cafe that's there. You can take the books there without buying them. Go there and sit down, and your mission is to only read the first 5 pages of every book. I would say 8 out of 10 of the books that you grab are not going to grab your attention. But 2 of those books are going to blow your mind, and you're probably going to realize, oh my gosh, I've read 13 pages already. Why am I encouraging this? Almost all of the knowledge that I have gained over the years has been from books or traveling. So, great teachers, essentially. I think travel is a great teacher, and I think reading books from great authors who are sharing great topics written in a great, lively, exciting manner. You will learn so much. I find it really funny that I'm in a few pre-med classes. Even though I have a PhD in psychology, I'm back as an undergrad taking a pre-med biology. And 90% of the class is me watching videos that I'm assigned and reading in this textbook. Yeah, I have the required courses. I have to go on Zoom every 2 days to a course until I start the lab, which is in person. But I mean, 80% of the class is me doing the reading and me watching the videos. I'm sure a lot of the students in the class, all they do is show up for the class and they don't actually read the textbook. Even back when I was in college 20 years ago, most of the students would say, oh, I don't even read the textbook. I just attend the lectures. To me, honestly, more important than the lecture is the textbook. Every once in a while, I would find an amazing teacher who was better than the textbook. But even when I had that amazing teacher, that amazing, enthusiastic teacher made me trust the textbook even more. This amazing, inspiring teacher is telling me to read chapters 3, 4, and 5 in this history book. Okay, I'm going to go do that. Meaning, you can learn so much from just books. And again, we're talking about the movie, not Saving Private Ryan. I forget the name of the movie with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and they with Robin Williams. You guys may know which movie I'm talking about. It's like, hey, how do you like them apples? I got her number. But he makes fun of the guy who spent all this extra money for an education that he got in late fees at the public library. In other words, whatever you want to do in life, there's a book from somebody who has already done it. I mean, again, I'm looking at some of these books here. I want to be more and more successful with YouTube. What did I do? I found a book. I want to get more leads for all of my different businesses. I found this book. It's an amazing book. This one and the $100 million offers. I want to learn how to be more productive without becoming a slave to my email and Slack and all of those different technological tools that we have now. So I'm reading this book, amazing book, A World Without Email. Let me read some of these comments. Share some of the books that have changed your life or any books that you're reading now. Thank you, that pretty person, for mentioning me in my channel. What's up, Mr. Bear? How are you? What's up, Yoav? I look 22. Thank you. You can say I look like I'm 50 or I'm 22. Either is fine, but certainly I appreciate looking like I'm 22. What's up, Jelly May, Dragon Timer? What's up? Hope you have a wonderful day. Don't say that, you look really young. Thank you. One of the reasons is I wear sunblock every day. I used to live in New York. Now I live in South Florida, which is even hotter. But I went out today for a little walk with the dog, all over my face, all over my arms, over my legs. Having sunblock. There's a strange falsehood going around the internet right now that sunscreen causes cancer. It's so illogical. And there's a bunch of people who are saying, don't put sunblock on because the chemicals in the sunblock are going to cause cancer. That's absurd. So many studies have been proven that the sunblock is safe. If you want to keep yourself looking young, your skin looking soft and supple, wear sunblock. And what's up, Clarissa? Hi, how are you? So, Mr. Bear, you say there's no bookstore where you live. You are wrong. There is a bookstore. It's called Amazon.com. It's called your public library. It's called free books that you can find online just by searching. I'm not promoting this website, but there's a website called pdfdrive.com. pdfdrive.com. And you can get PDFs of many popular books. Some of them are up there legally, some of them may be copyright problems, but I think a lot of the authors put their books up there because it allows people who otherwise wouldn't have bought them to read them, and then they might talk about it, which might result in more sales. So if you go to pdfdrive.com, you can find many books that you can download for free. Clarissa, hi, how are you? Great to see you too. Paula Smith, can I have mod? So Paula, I let people become a moderator after they are on my channel for a long enough period of time that I can trust that person. Because if I give the mod rights to someone who I don't know and don't trust, they could end up being a spammer themselves by blocking everybody who is causing problems. Can you ban me? It's not letting me leave. What's up, OneFlix? I think you can leave just by closing your YouTube app and then opening it once again. Is The History of Twerking a good book? I would probably not read The History of Twerking, but if that book is there and I'm waiting at my doctor appointment and the book A History of Twerking is there, I would probably pick it up and start reading because I'm sure it would be funny. And I would probably learn something about dance, popular culture. The truth is every book has something to gain from it. What's up, Gojo? 23 people, nice. 31, what's up? Mr. Bear, so smart. Chester Dosher, hello. Jesse, I honestly have a weird obsession with physics, but I don't know where to find an interesting English book about it. Just literally search online for best physics books for beginners. You will end up finding you'll find a number of books that are really good. Just make sure it's a physics book for beginners, and that'll get you started. And from there, you can start. Trust me, I promise you, there are good physics books. Best case scenario is go to a bookstore, go to the library, or use the Amazon Look Inside feature. You can be on Amazon, and then a lot of the publishers will allow you to read the first 3 or 4 pages of the book, read a few pages from the middle. You will eventually find a great physics book that really entertains you. I mean, here, even this, buy this book, MCAT Physics and Math Review. This is for people who are studying to take the medical college admissions test, but it's written really well, and I like reading it. And I got a whole set for $130 on all of the MCAT topics, physics, math, biochemistry, biology. These books are amazing. They're everywhere. Dragon Tamer, hope you're having a wonderful day, and don't say that because you look very wrong. Thank you. What are the requirements? What's up, Dejeng? To go to med school. So if you want to go to med school in the United States, you can first get a undergraduate degree, and it needs to be pre-medical, meaning you have to take specific classes before you can apply to any medical schools. Some of those pre-med required classes, biology 1 and 2, physics 1 and 2, both of those with labs. You need chemistry, inorganic chemistry 1 and 2, organic chemistry, either 1 or two parts of organic chemistry, etc. Every medical school will give you different requirements, but those are the main things that you need. Then after that, you apply to medical school, which is generally another 4 years. But 2 years are in the classroom, and then 2 years are basically doing your rotations, doing internships essentially. And then you get your medical doctor degree, you pass the various tests. And finally, you usually have to do 3 or 4 to 5 years of residency, which means you're basically working as a glorified intern. You're now officially a doctor, but you're working under the supervision of another more experienced doctor. This is the one reason why I may not go to medical school, because it's a huge commitment, and I'm going to have to finish these 5 pre-med classes, which I'm on track to do. I think it's just interesting to learn. But after that, I'd have to apply to medical school, and if I get accepted, 4 years of school, and it would require a lot of time. And then after that, I have to work for 3 years at a hospital in what do you call it, doing my residency. I mean, I've done some impossible things in my life, and I'm still doing impossible things, and right now I'm taking it one step at a time. What is my mission now? I'm just going to finish biology 1 and finish the lab The lab starts in about 2 weeks. I guess I have to dissect a cat or something like that. So, what's up, Ida, Junie, Slay? Hi, Jesse, I can't find your channel. Could you click on my PFP or something? I'm not sure how it works. I don't know what a PFP is. Do you like turkey sandwiches? Who doesn't like turkey sandwiches? I know, vegetarians. And last day in Miami. I hope you had a wonderful time here. That pretty person, beach baby. I hope you have a great trip home. Make sure you tell your dad to drive safely. Your dad must drive safely because I want you to get home and your dad to get home. How does sunscreen give cancer? Doesn't make sense, but I wear it every day. It doesn't. I'm not a medical doctor, and let me just make that clarification. But I've been wearing sunscreen my whole life, and I don't have skin cancer. If I were wearing sunscreen for 30, 40 years, don't you think I would have skin cancer already? It just doesn't make sense. I don't know what is going on and why there's this movement, but if any of your friends tell you that sunscreen gives you cancer, just go like this and go, okay, and give them the lesson to make it very clear. Numerous studies have tended to conclude that sunscreen does not cause cancer. It definitively prevents it from occurring in your skin. Junior, I'm glad you're reading books at school. By the way, guys, if you could click like, would certainly love it. It allows my feeds to show up more frequently on the live streams. And if you love these, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Turn on that bell, because then when I go live next time, you will be notified. By the way, if you're wondering, my name is Monroe Mann, M-A-N-N. Why are there two N's? Because I'm twice the man, 2 times the man. Thanks for the like. What's up, my little sugar? What's up, JM2 model? Psych. Shout out, shout out. Thank you for subscribing, little sugar. Terry Borgar, you have crazy eyes. You think that's crazy? Watch this. That makes me think of Green Day. I don't know if you've ever seen Green Day in the music video for Basket Case. Do you have the time to listen to me whine? Okay. What's up, Dilbert? It's an insult to him. I'll use those tips. I'm learning stuff. I'm glad you're learning. That's what I want. I want these streams. I don't want to just waste your time. I want to inspire you so when you're done with the live stream, you actually go out and improve your life in some way. Michael Jackson, ant tips, any tips for vet stuff? What do you mean by that? Any tips for vet stuff? Michael Jackson. Again, if you like Michael Jackson, we're talking about books and why you should read more books. You know how many biographies are written about Michael Jackson? And the truth is, why do I like books so much? If you can read relatively quickly, you can get more information into your brain from 1 minute of reading a book than you can by 1 minute of watching a YouTube video, 1 minute of listening to an audio book, or listening to a lecture. Why? Look how slowly I'm speaking. Hello, my name is Monroe Mann. I'm happy that you're here. That took about 4 seconds. You could have read that whole sentence in a half a second in a book. And I think that's the biggest reason why I like books. You can force more information into your brain more quickly through reading, even if you're not the fastest of readers. The other reason is I love reading. You have to use your brain more than you do when you're watching a YouTube video, watching a movie, watching a lecture. You can just watch a lecture and just sit there, and the words go in one ear and go right out the other. And at the end of the day, you go, what was that lecture about? You know what? I have no idea. Why? Because you were daydreaming. It is very hard to daydream while you are reading a book. It can still happen, but most of the time, you need to use your brain. It requires focus to read. So you're not only going to get more information faster into your brain, the retention is going to be better, and you're actually going to leave that reading session a smarter person. The inspiration for doing this live stream right now, which was you need to read more books. I just spent 20 minutes reading the YouTube formula and reading $100 million leads, and I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I just learned so much from these 2 people, from Daryl Eves and Alex Hormozy. Reading. So if you want to read more about Michael Jackson, the best thing to do is not search on AI. Don't use ChatGPT. Don't search on Google. Don't ask your friends. Don't watch a YouTube video. The number one way you can learn more about Michael Jackson, by reading a biography about him. I'm not telling you not to watch his music videos. I'm not telling you not to continue to search on YouTube and Google to find more about him. But please incorporate reading books regularly into your life. Because anything you want to do in life, someone has written a book about it. And guess what? If you can't find any book about what you want to read about, ding, 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 you should become the author of that book. I believe I've written 11 books that are published. I'm working on writing a few more. It requires some discipline to sit down. You need some ideas to write a book. You need to have a little bit of understanding of grammar and vocabulary, but you guys have got most of this stuff. All you got to do is write the book. Even publishing a book is super easy now. You can publish a book for free on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, both on Kindle and on print. And it costs you no money. So really, there are literally no excuses for all of you not writing a book. And all of you have fascinating stories too. Some of you said that you like watching me because I've had such amazing life experiences and this and that. So have you. I mean, one of you, Violetta, lives on a homestead in Georgia with cows and horses and sheep. And to a lot of people who grew up in the city, reading a book about someone who grew up on a farm, super, super fascinating. Let's see. I love the song Smooth Criminal and the song named Bad. All right. Remember when he fell off the stage? Hola, what's up, pretty person? My little sugar. Crystal VR. Does that mean you're crystal virtual reality? You're not really here, only here in spirit. Como estás? Profile, PFP is profile picture. What's up, Dutch Ball? Good to see you again. Welcome back. Why are you having nightmares now, pretty person? Very relatable. Kafella. Hey, Kafella, you're back. By the way, I wanted to apologize on behalf of Jesse. I know Jesse, by mistake, put you in a timeout yesterday. It was by accident. And I'm glad he apologized, and I apologize to you as well, because we love you and we didn't want to put you in a timeout. What's up, Candy Swirl Brothers? And I found you again while scrolling. That's awesome, Dutch Ball. Spam for this guy. Dutch Ball, I don't know what you're doing over there. Thanks, Jesse. Gosh, I'm trying to see. This is hard for me to keep up with all of these comments. Yes, Teo, the Bible counts. Look. The New Inductive Study Bible right there. Right between Private Investigation and Leading a Worthy Life. And buttressed by 2 Chinese books. Chinese for Foreigners and Shiwanga Wei Shima, which is a really cool Chinese series with lots of knowledge. It's basically a Chinese encyclopedia of the world. See you soon, Dutch Ball. Jesse, I sub 2 tips for healing animals. Again, I'm not a medical doctor and I'm not a veterinarian, but I can share some general tips with you on how to heal animals. Many times in my life, my childhood, I've come across wounded animals, a squirrel, a little dog, a hamster. And the lesson that I've learned is, one, you may not be able to heal a animal or a bird or a squirrel or something that you find who's on the ground. If you can, make the animal comfortable. And maybe if you really think that the animal has a fighting chance, you can maybe try to take the animal to a local veterinarian to see if the wing can be fixed or if the leg can be splinted. There are ways of doing that. And I will urge you to go read a book on how to heal animals. I guarantee you there is a book out there that is talking about how to fix animals. Maybe how to put a splint on a squirrel that has a broken leg. How to fix a hamster who has a little cut on the stomach. Things like that. I have a lot of knowledge, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad I can share some of that with you. But I promise you, you will get magnitudes higher learning by reading tons of books. All of these questions you're asking me, there is a book on that subject. And I promise you, even if you don't like to read, if you find a topic that interests you, you will find a book that just blows your mind. And all right, Pretty Person, Jesse Pinkman. Let me ask you this, guys. Who is reading a book right now? And I will say that it could be fiction, because you can also learn from fiction. But the only lessons from fiction, like a book like Harry Potter, the main lessons are you're going to learn more vocabulary, you're going to learn more grammar, and you're going to learn sentence structure, and maybe you'll learn something about human nature. Because if you're reading the Harry Potter book, you'll learn about good and evil, basic principles, things like that. But you will learn infinitely more in 5 or 10 pages of a nonfiction self-help type of book, or an actual book talking about history, the decline and fall of the Roman Empire, a history of World War II, American history, a book on American history, a book on European history. I'm reading a book on Africa right now, post-colonial Africa, because it's such an area of the world that is neglected. We don't learn about it in school. And I'm learning about what happened after the Brits left, after the Portuguese left, after the French left, and left all of these African nations to fend for themselves. I can't find that anywhere else, but there's a book, a really fascinating, well-researched book that is giving me an amazing education about Africa. And I could basically give a class now on post-colonial Africa just because I've read this book, and 9 out of 10 people have not. Let's see. Reading some tips. It's 2 a.m. now. Teo and Scrolling Shorts found this. What's up? And hello, Asia. Where are you in Asia? I love Asia. I used to live in China. I visited all around Asia. I'd love to know which country you're from. Being a vet is a great job. Absolutely. A Bernese mountain dog. Very nice, Dutch ball. You should get a pet, guys, if you want one, Jesse. My mom is a sucker for books. I tell you this, Kingslayer, you need to become a sucker for books. By the way, I hope you guys will all click like. I'm up to 12. I have never gotten past 15 yet, but I think it's going to happen one of these days. Ask your mom why she's such a sucker for books. Thanks for the like. You would have a very fascinating conversation. Say, Mom, why do you read so many books? You will get a very different perspective from me, but it'll be echoing what I'm telling you. Books are a wealth of knowledge. Books are the key to finding a path towards success. Jesse, you have a book. Which book? Little Sugar, what book do you have? I'm glad that you have books, but what books do you have? What book are you reading right now? Jesse has a bunch of books you haven't touched since 800 BC or something. Step 1, you completed. You have some books. I want you to do step 2 now, which is read them. Let me just show you my bathroom. I just want to show you this. Look what I have right here. Another book. The Power of Geography. 10 maps that reveal the future of our world. And where am I? Right here, talking about Turkey. Think about this. That book, the only time I read that book is when I am in the bathroom. It's crazy. I've read almost an entire book just by sitting on the toilet every day for 5 minutes. And then what's crazy, and I hope I'm not being disgusting, I'm just being realistic. I try to take advantage. I'm really good at time management. Some people just scroll on their phones in the bathroom. I'm sure some of you do. Put a book in there. Sometimes I start reading the book and I did my duty, so to speak. I finished what I need to do. The chapter is so fascinating. I just sit on the floor and I keep reading. And that's what I'm telling you. When you find books that are great, they absorb you and you absorb them, and you they become like a partner in crime. And you are transported to an other world of knowledge. I'm so excited learning about Turkey, learning about Greece, learning about Russia. You don't want to learn about Russia from Fox News and CNN. 99% of the people in the world, aside from the people who live in Russia, the only thing they've learned about Russia is from watching the news. And the news is so biased, and you're not learning the actual history. There's another great book about Russia called Catherine the Great. It's a mind-blowingly amazing biography about a woman that shaped the history of the world. You're not going to get the same education about Catherine the Great by watching a YouTube video or talking to your friends. You're going to get that by reading a book. I'm reading history right now. It's summer for me. That's great, Little Sugar. For any one of the new people who joined, I hope you'll click like. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm doing these live streams very regularly now because they're being very successful, and I love talking to you guys and I love helping you guys. Jesse, check the comments on your shorts. Just scrolling from the Netherlands. What's up, Maurits? Maurits 10. Hello. Hohatet. Great to see you from the Netherlands. You're in school. Wait, Dutch ball. It's Saturday. You shouldn't be in school today. Maurits, I only like books with blood and gore, zombies, and mutilated corpses. And as I said before, that's similar to Harry Potter. You're going to learn stuff about grammar. If you're reading it in English, you're going to improve your grammar, your vocabulary. So you're still learning. But I also encourage you to maybe read some about a history of blood and gore. There's a lot of blood and gore in the wars of the world. Mutilated corpses, unfortunately, are in every single war. So maybe take that affinity for that type of subject and find history books that cover that, and you'll thank yourself. I think about my mistakes in the bathroom. That's okay too, as long as you're thinking about how to learn from those mistakes. Because you don't want to just sit in the bathroom and ruminate on the miserable mistakes you've made. This is why when I'm in the bathroom, I pick up that book. I pick up a history book. Because when I'm in there, that's where I know that I'm actually learning something in there. And I get so many great ideas for businesses, for screenplays, for songs, for maybe doing new YouTube streams, just by reading books. And I read a book. By the way, if you want a tip on how to read books, this is the proper way. With a pen, and you underline, and you leave notes in the margin. You cannot just, I don't think you're going to benefit as much from a book if you're just reading it without a pen. Why do I do that? It means every time I'm reading a book, it's important. I am studying. Look at this. Let me show you just one of these books I'm reading, A World Without Email. Look how many underlines there are everywhere. Why? And I put stars next to important points. Underlines, underlines, underlines. Then, what do I do? When I'm done with the book, I take all of those underlines and I go type them up on a new file in Word for book summary, A World Without Email. Because that way I read it once, I underline it, and then I go back and I take every summarized brilliant point from that book. And I have so many of these book summaries. Maybe one day I'll publish those on a blog or something because they're really helpful. If anyone just joined me, please click like. If you haven't clicked like, do that. It helps me show up higher in the search results. And I would love your help making this channel more of a success. All right, so my little sugar is reading about Germany in 1933, Weimar Republic. It's an amazing time for Germany. Very interesting time, and I think that's a great book to read. You're reading so much. What's up, Zach Reike? Great to see you. Jesse, thanks for the comments. I'm so happy. They were so good, though. Just don't see it. Okay, amazing. I'm still here just reading. Great, Little Sugar. Your profile pic is so cool. Amazing World of Gumball was pretty funny. So is that a name of a book? The Amazing World of Gumball? If so, that pretty person, can you please share the name, share the summary of what that book is in the chat, because maybe somebody else might be inspired to read that book. I still do as a 10-year-old. Tell you, if you have a love for reading at 10 years old, by the time you're 20, you will be a brilliantly educated person if you just continue to read books. Gonna go get dressed. That's good. I'm really like Nicole, Gumball's mom, since she reminds me of my mom. See you later. Jews were sad back then. Yeah, the Jews went through a very difficult time, especially during World War II and the Holocaust. And it's important that we remember that this happened. And if I can do that through my channel to remind people about history, I feel like I'm doing a great public service. And that's why I'm urging you guys to please read more history books. Watch historical documentaries. They say those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. This applies to everything in your life. If you forget that yesterday, when you forgot to use the brakes on your bicycle, you hit into a car, and then today you forget to use your brakes, you're going to hit into a car again. History will repeat itself if it is not remembered. This is why I want you to read as much history as you can. Even if you say, well, I don't like history. I don't care if you don't like history. You need to read history. Every decision, every problem in your life has been discussed by somebody before. It's why I read a lot of books by Cicero and Marcus Aurelius, these ancient Roman philosophers, because the same questions that we have today, oh my gosh, what's the meaning of life? Oh my gosh, I don't have enough money. Oh gosh, what is friendship? What are my friends? Who are my friends? You think you're the first person on the planet to come up with these questions? People have been asking these questions for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and there are books that take us back in time into the minds of all of these other philosophers and historians who have been keeping track of everything going on. It's so nice to read Marcus Aurelius and Cicero because I realized, wow, he didn't have all the answers either. They didn't have all the answers either. And that's sometimes reassuring to know that it's okay to be human and to accept that you don't know everything. And sometimes we feel alone and feel like we're the only people who are feeling this way. But guess what? If you read lots of history books and lots of biographies and lots of autobiographies and lots of self-help books and lots of books on business, marketing, finance, advertising, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, there are so many other people who have the same problem that I have, and they've either solved it or they're helping me to realize that it's okay that you haven't solved it. Books are the window to freedom. I'll say it again, books are your window to freedom and success. I'm chilling with the stuffed animals. It's so sad. Let me see, reading Amazing World of Gumball is a cartoon for kids. Gotcha. Noah is a good example. Zach, can you say, what do you mean Noah is a good example of what? By the way, if you haven't yet, I hope you can click like. I'm trying to get to 15 on this live stream. We've got 13 so far. Welcome back. It's so sad. 30,000 were sent. No, far more than 30,000. It was in probably the tens of millions. Millions and millions and millions of Jews were sent to the concentration camps. I'm chilling with the stuffed animal. It's so sad to read how Jews were treated in World War II, but I have to read it since I want to learn more about it. It is sad to learn about some parts of history. And it's depressing a little bit, and you sometimes don't want to continue reading. But again, that's why it's so important, Jesse, because now you're going to be remembered. You're going to be able to share that story with somebody else. There are a lot of people who think the Holocaust didn't happen because some people have been trying to mutate history to fit their political ideologies. It's not cool. The Holocaust did happen. And how do you know? Read all of the books from history. Look at these documentaries on YouTube about World War II. There are so many of them. Said entertaining, real. So again, for those of you just joining, I'm talking about how important it is to read books. You can read novels, that's fine, but I'm talking more about history books. I'm talking about business books, self-help books. And I'm hoping each one of you will take some time today to read 2 pages of a history book that you have on your bookshelf or at the library, or 2 pages of a business book, 2 pages of a biography. Read something that's going to enrich your mind. Because books have been everything to me. They're great friends when you don't have anyone to go out with for a night. Just curl up and read a book. I find the more you watch Netflix and Facebook and Instagram, the more depressed you become, the more lonely you become, the more isolated you feel. But the more you read a book, the more you get pulled into that world. It's very strange. When you are watching a movie, sometimes you don't really get pulled in enough that you forget about your troubles. But when you get into a good book, and it could be a novel, but more often I'm talking about a book that's going to help inspire you about your life. A marketing book, a history book, a business book. Wow, you just get not only get transported to, but you start to envision yourself as a more successful version. And it inspires you. It makes you feel better. And that's why I'm always saying, if you ever feel depressed, just start reading a book. Honestly, no matter what book you read, most of the time, it's going to put you in a better frame of mind. And yeah, Jesse, once you get 50 subs, definitely go live. By the way, any of you guys who want to become YouTubers, first read this book, okay, the YouTube formula, but also realize the power of live streaming. And I didn't realize how effective live streaming is to gain subscribers and to gain watch time, which counts towards your monetization, until a week ago when I started doing this. And I've got all these people now following me. The same thing can happen to you. You just got to have patience and be willing to talk to people, talk to nobody for a long time until you get people. What I started doing with my other YouTube channel, which is called Break Diving, I'd love you guys to subscribe to that one as well, BreakDiving. It's a motivational community online, and Break Diving YouTube's channel gives motivational videos as well. But it only has about 450 subscribers. What did I do? I asked 2 people from one of these live streams, hey, will you come and subscribe and join the live stream at Break Diving? And I did that, and guess what? 2 people were there. So if you don't have a massive number of subscribers, just coordinate with your friends and just say, hey, can you help me and join my live stream for 15 minutes at 8 o'clock tonight? And voila, you're going to get some watch time, and the YouTube algorithm and the AI are going to potentially start supporting you. Let's see what you got. I have kids in my class who think that Hitler is a joke and they do the Nazi salute. And I feel grossed out about it. Truly, it is not good. Those kids need to read more books. Kids did not do that 30 to 40 years ago. But kids today are not being educated as well as they were 30 to 40 years ago. You need to maybe take it upon yourself to educate them and tell them that doing a Nazi salute is not appropriate. That's not a nice thing to do. And explain to them that Nazi salute is basically saying, I want all of the Jews to be dead in the world. And we don't want any type of people to be dead in the world. Good people anyway, right? I don't think I'm going to reveal my voice online if I go live. Yeah, I know a lot of people have talked to me and said, Monroe, I've been watching your lives now, and these are my friends who know me. I have no idea how you're able to be so honest with people and publicly talk with people about your life and your struggles and this and that, because I don't have the ability to do that. So it does take a certain confidence. But I'll tell you this, Jesse, I'm sure your voice is great. And I'm sure you'll look great on camera, and I'm sure you'll get streamers. Please don't let your voice or your face or your lack of subscribers prevent you from trying something. Applies to all of you guys. Again, where do I get some of my confidence from? I read books, and I read books of other people who have struggled dramatically. You guys have heard of Elon Musk. If you haven't, Elon Musk he was one of the co-founders of PayPal. He sold that. With that money, he created SpaceX, the rocket ship company. Elon Musk created Tesla, the electric car company. And Elon Musk recently bought Twitter, and he rebranded it as X. I'm reading his biography now. I'm almost done with it. Everyone thinks of Elon Musk as this wunderkind, this guy who just everything he touched turns to gold, and he's such a brilliant guy. You read his biography and you see how much he struggled, how difficult it was to get Tesla and SpaceX off the ground, and how many times they were both on the verge of bankruptcy and not making money. And I read that and go, wow, Monroe, you're feeling down and out with your situation? Look at Elon Musk, what he did. And it just reminds you, everybody struggles. By the way, if you're just joining, my name is Monroe Mann. Hello. I'd love you to click like. Any of you who like what I'm saying, we're trying to get to 15 likes today. Please subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications. You will be notified when I next go live. So we're talking about Elon Musk and how everybody struggles. So guess what, Jesse, if you decide to do a YouTube live, yeah, you're going to struggle at first. It's going to be super awkward. It's going to be weird. You're going to feel like, what the heck am I doing? I'm talking to nobody. Struggle. You need the struggle in order to get to the success. And check out breakdiving.io. Thank you, Jesse, for putting that in there. How many books do I have? I mean, I've written 11 books myself, which you can buy on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. If you want, just search Monroe Mann books. You'll find them. But I have probably 20 here in this room. I'm just working over here. I have one of them in the bathroom. Look how many I have in here. I mean, ton more books. I use the closet as my storeroom for books. I also have this here, my bookshelf. Tons of books in there as well. So I'd probably say I have more than 100 books in my, probably 200. Probably 200 bucks. I also, in New York, I'm in Florida now, that's where I live now. In New York, I have a storage locker with about 400 more books. And I'm going to eventually fly up there and drive down and bring all those books down here. But for now, that's where they are. Just made my first video. Awesome. Again, if everyone could go, please check out that pretty person's first video on YouTube. That would be exciting. Let's try to give her some support. If I do confront them, they'll just not listen, make fun of me. Maybe they will, but maybe one person will listen or come up with another solution of how to do it. Maybe you could talk to your teacher. Talk to the principal and say, a lot of the students are giving the Nazi salute. I think we should educate them. Find a different solution. Jesse says, I didn't mean that I'm not confident because of my lack of subscribers. I'm just not sure if I'm even allowed to reveal my voice online because I want to keep my privacy. 100% understand that. And if you want privacy, then becoming a YouTuber, a live streamer with your voice, not a good idea. For me, I want people to know the name Monroe Mann. I want more people to buy my books. I want more people to hire me as a business coach, as a time management coach, as a TEDx coach, and a investment advisor. So I need people to know my voice. I need people to know my face. So it's a strategic decision you make. I'm scared of creeps online. They're going to have them. Jesse, you're a moderator on here now. There are creeps coming in all the time, right? We just got to ignore them and focus on the good people. And My Little Sugar, I have a channel. I'm going to make a short soon. So guys, let's also check out My Little Sugar's channel. And we can watch her short and help her as well. I'm assuming My Little Sugar is a she and not a he. So, for those who are just joining again, I'm telling you, read books. it's so funny too that I there was a seminar that I went to. I read something about seminars, and what it said was that 95% of people who go to seminars for self-improvement will do nothing after the seminar. So if the whole seminar was about the importance of reading books, and everyone's sitting there going like this, oh yeah, great, oh beautiful, I love what you're saying, I love what you're saying. Statistically, they say 95% of those people will leave the seminar and never read a book. So what I'm telling you guys, if you're still here watching, you clearly like what I have to say. Go do what I'm telling you to do, which is go read some books. Find a book to read and get into the habit. Even if your mission is this summer, you're going to read one self-improvement book, either about history. And people think, well, how is that self-improvement? Because if you're reading about history, I told you, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Or those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. If you read any type of history book, you're going to learn something about what not to do again, so that you don't make the same mistake of all these other people throughout history. And MLP, what's MLP infection? I don't know what that is. My Little Pony. I remember My Little Pony, believe it or not. When I was like 10 years old, my sisters and I would watch My Little Pony on television. We watched the Smurfs. We watched G.I. Joe, Voltron, Transformers, all great shows. I used to be obsessed with that. My favorite was Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, but instead it's My Little Sugar. So what, is My Little Sugar the name of a little pony? I have no idea what's going on right now. I am losing complete control of the chat. But that's fine, because I need to get back to work. I need to finish some reading in my books, and I need to work on some of my businesses, Break Diving and Intertect. I need to do some of my biology homework. I need to go help my mom. So remember, life is not about watching videos. Life is not about doing videos. Life is about doing all the other stuff that you need to do to get through each day, every month, every year, and ideally to make yourself more successful this year than you were last year. So thank you guys for having me. It's always great to see you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for clicking like. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. And I look very much forward to maybe seeing you tonight. Maybe I'll do one more live stream this evening. Bye, guys.